Welcome to the Toucan Talks podcast, where we bounce from topic to topic with our guests to give you an inside look at their life as a business owner. No question is off limits as we talk about what has led to the successes, the challenges, and more.
And this podcast is brought to you by Kickstart Studios. Kickstart Studios is Wilmington's newest video podcast studio. Equipped with multiple camera angles and an in-house producer, creating a high-quality video podcast has never been easier. Don't let the tech and gear learning curve hold you back from jumping into podcasting or created video content any longer. Our team takes care of it all for you so you can focus on the message you want to share. You simply show up, record, and receive the final product. No more wasting time setting it up and breaking down the gear, setting up lights, or doing sound checks on your own. Our in-house producer will have everything set up and ready to go for you. So check us out at Kickstart Studios. All right, everybody, welcome back. This is another one of our first episodes of the Toucan Talks podcast here at the Kickstart Collective podcast studio. So a little bit about what we do, and then we'll get right in with our guests. So we get local business owners to come in. We talk to them about their businesses, some of their struggles, some of their successes, and a lot of times just have a lot of fun and just mess around, like with my buddy Sam here.
Yeah.
Sam, how long have we known each other?
Oh gosh. I feel like you've been around for I've known about you, I feel like since elementary or middle school, but I guess probably 10 or 11, maybe 12 years we've been hanging out.
Yeah, that is accurate. I have been around since 1990. That's when I was born. Yeah. That's when I've been around since. But yeah, I think we knew of each other in middle school probably because of the old youth groups.
Yeah.
And then now here we are talking to each other about hopefully a lot of funny stuff and a little bit of business. So let's go ahead and get started, jump right in. So we're going to learn a little bit about you, and then we will jump into this whole mystery that you're probably wondering what we're doing.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited.
We will guide you through the process.
I love being guided.
I will guide you. All right. Well, obviously you said your name, but tell us who you are, what you do.
Yeah. So I own Mess Hall. It's a restaurant here in Wilmington. We do mostly burgers. We got chicken sandwiches and top bowls and everything. But yeah, we just sell really tasty burgers and tater tots. It's great.
Yeah, I can attest to this. I eat there too much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, it doesn't get old. I just
cycle through it.
Yeah, I can have it every day.
Tots, chicken.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Yeah. Secret menu items is great.
Secret menu items. And now with breakfast,
gosh,
got even more things to eat.
Yeah.
Which sucks for my waistline. So obviously we know what your business does. Who is your audience? Who do you service?
Man, really, I feel like we have a pretty diverse group in Wilmington. Definitely mostly kind of college, young adult, but we also have plenty of people coming from landfall, just all over town.
Yeah.
Really, if you like to eat food, you will more than likely like to eat our food.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, burgers are people pleasing comfort food.
Yeah.
Everyone likes burgers.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be on this podcast with me.
Yeah.
That's weird.
No, if you don't like burgers, you're just wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say that because you're sitting across from me too. But I also really like burgers.
Yeah. So good.
Give us one additional fact about your business. And I'm going to steer you maybe a little on this one.
Yeah.
Tell us about when you opened your business.
Oh man. Yeah. So we opened right in the middle of COVID. So it was July 2020. And man, we were originally supposed to open in March or April. And obviously that was right when COVID started. And so we got delayed. And so in the middle of it, I'd already committed and everything. And I could have backed out, but I was like, nah, I'm just going to send it and see what happens. And it blew up real fast and was crazy. We opened up, I think, about a month after in-person dining was allowed again, and people were itching to get out, and we were ready to scratch that itch for people.
We were ready to get out and eat food.
Oh my gosh.
That was a weird time, but for whatever it was worth, it definitely launched your business up into like I don't know. It was just the timing was right.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You guys came in and were like, how about some smash burgers? And Wilmington was like, okay, we'll eat all your smash burgers.
Yeah.
And then your tots, but not any French fries. So
yeah, no fries.
we'll talk about that later. So here's how this works. So we will go like this. You'll take one of these chips, drop it from the top of our little board here. It will land in either 1 or 2. Then we will choose a question from can 1 or 2. Can 1 has business questions. Can 2 has like funny questions / like challenges / dares / it's just interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'll let you kick us off.
Right on. Let's do it. Oh my gosh.
Try again.
There it is.
Oh, beautiful. This one's
yeah.
2, I believe. Yes.
That's the Toucan.
This is Toucan.
The Toucan.
Toucan Talks, Toucan Talk, 2 people can talk. All right, here we go. This is how we're starting off. Dare.
Oh, man.
Switch phones and post on either's Instagram story.
Oh, man. So we're both.
Here's what we're gonna do. Should we do our business or our personal profiles?
Oh gosh. I mean, you guys post on my personal or my business all the time, so
I know, but this is. I think we should post on each other's personal ones.
Yeah.
And make it very weird. Let's do that. All right. Here we go.
I don't ever post on any of this, so people.
So you can do whatever you want. You can do all right. So a story on each other's Instagram stories. Okay, story. Good. That's safer. So you can, there's the camera.
Okay.
You can add. We really just jumped right into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Starting good. I'm gonna go.
I'm so bad at it. We have people. So if people aren't aware, Kickstart Collective does the business that I am employed by my wife by. We do marketing and we handle mess halls marketing, but we have people that are much better than I at Instagram.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna do some little artwork over here.
Okay, go for it.
See if I can. I don't think I can get my nipple out.
Oh, I like where your face is at.
My nipples have been hurting really bad, and I don't know why, and I'm a little concerned.
Have you been surfing?
No, that's not what. Are you? Look at this. It's a beautiful shot of hairy nipple.
Here we go. Lord. Here we go. So I guess, let me hold this up for, this is what we're going to go with. See if you can see this. I took a picture of Sam lifting his shirt up.
Inception over here. Yeah.
So, generally it would be funny. People would think it would be funny if I took a picture of me doing something. I took a picture of you and just said checking them gains with your shirt off.
Yeah.
So here we go. That's going to be posted to.
I did some beautiful artwork over here.
Piece of artwork. Do you need that camera, Josh? Do you need the camera? All right, a little closer. Here we go. This is what's going to be going on my story. Oh, you got the view. Oh gosh.
Plan B. If the restaurant doesn't work out, I'm going to be an artist, probably.
Yeah, I would think so. That's beautiful. I mean, you have a little bit more hair on your nipple than I do.
That is,
but not by much.
Yeah, people are going to be.
Like Luke's hair color has really changed.
We're posting this, yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, there we go. That just no context at all. People are going to be so confused by that.
Well, that's the way to start off. So yeah, checking them gains and then a smiley face nipple.
Dude.
Well, let's get in there. Maybe this one will be about business. Let's drop another coin in there.
All right.
Or not.
Oh, dude, let's
2.
go.
All right, here we go. Oh, this one's not that weird. But I like it because did you grow up in Wilmington?
Yeah,
Whole life, right?
yeah. Local.
Right, here we go. So if you could wave a magic wand and change anything, what would you want to change about Wilmington?
Oh, gosh, that's a hard one. Probably, man, just the roads and the traffic, because
Feel that.
It used to not be so bad, but or maybe less surfers out, because I feel like if you go surfing now, there's just so many people out there when the waves aren't even that good. So
I can attest to that.
I don't think the population, like, I feel like population growth is good, but maybe just more figure out how to not.
Can we just spread out a little bit?
Yeah, like spreading out more. Yeah. And the roads not being so crazy.
Yeah.
I get a little ragey when I'm driving. It's not great.
Yeah. I feel like that sentiment is felt by everyone that grew up here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, like, because it used to not be that bad.
Yeah.
I think that's
You
why
have
it
that
gets,
memory.
yeah.
You have that
Like,
memory.
this isn't how it should be. And then during COVID too, it was just so nice. There was nobody out on the road.
Out. Yeah.
But now
We had
everybody.
a curfew. After curfew, I'd just go out for a drive.
Yeah.
No one on the road. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's great.
All right. Let's hit it again.
All right.
Oh. Again.
I'm being too aggressive. It drops.
Sam, you don't actually get to talk about business at all. Here we go. What is your favorite thing that comes out of a can?
Oh. Probably LaCroix. I drink so much LaCroix. Just sparkly water all day.
Let's talk about how much, because I've seen your fridge. How much LaCroix a day do you drink?
Honestly, I'm probably pushing 10 to 12 a day, which I feel like we sell LaCroix at mess hall, and I'm pretty sure we don't actually sell that much. I
just
think
drink it?
they have to replace it because I drink them all the time. It's just always, it's just always one in my hand.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing that you sell I guess this is a dumb question. In a can at mess hall, also LaCroix. I assume.
Yeah, because that's actually all the other stuff is bottled.
It's bottled. Yeah, y'all get the glass bottle.
Yeah,
the real
yeah.
stuff.
So we got the real sugar.
Yeah,
That Mexican Coke and the Doritos.
yeah. The
So
Doritos
good.
is where it's at.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. All right, drop another one. If you get another 2. Oh my gosh.
Look.
We're gonna get there.
Oh,
1. We can
man.
ask him a business question.
Let me put my business face on. Just get real serious.
This is a pretty easy one. Are you more productive in the morning or the afternoon?
Man, I think it really depends on the day, but probably the afternoon. I feel like I get in my groove. Sometimes if I plan my morning well,
Mhm.
I can be productive in the morning, but it's hard because I think the first 90 minutes of being awake, I'm not a real person.
Sure.
Like coming to terms with being alive, and I just can't do anything. So maybe mid-morning's pretty good. That's a
Okay.
good spot.
So if you can get to like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
All right. So what does a productive afternoon for you as like the business owner look like at Mess Hall?
Gosh. I think I'm harder on myself, so a lot of days I feel like I'm not productive because I'm just kind of figuring out. Like
Sure.
I go sit down to do one thing, end up doing 10 other things, and they
Right.
all get done, but my one thing doesn't get done. So I think those are productive, but also just being able to sit down, like have it running, be able to sit down and get the tasks done that
Mhm.
need to, all the just not, I guess, behind the scenes stuff,
Right.
not being out fixing stuff out in the actual restaurant.
Yeah. Do you have any like routines, like a certain day of the week you do certain things, or is it just right? I know. I mean, if people don't know, they're just fresh from reopening new space.
Yeah.
So there's lots of new stuff to do. But even thinking back to before you moved spaces, is there like, Wednesday I have to knock out like, invoicing, or like, is there anything that you like kind of like tried and true like method that you stick with?
Yeah, we did. We had Tuesdays were our meeting days at the old spot, and so we're kind of getting back into like where we have leadership meetings with front of house and back of house. And that was pretty consistent where we'd have that Tuesday. And so kind of before Tuesdays were just I'm going to not do any projects or anything. I'm sitting down on my computer and getting all this stuff figured out. And that was really good. And I think that's having the weekly meetings with everybody or with the leadership team is super important. Yeah. So that is a good habit we had gotten into. We're getting back into it now.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. Especially, I mean, that's cool thinking of it from my perspective, thinking of like a restaurant, like I don't think of like the owners, managers, or whatever, really investing back into people from like a leadership standpoint. So I think that's a cool point of difference for people that come and work at mess hall. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, no way.
Oh, back to business.
I initially wanted to call this business and business in the front and party in the back.
Yeah.
With all the different like stupid little toucans things I came up with, people were like, we got to stop at some point.
Yeah.
All right. Who has taught you the most about your craft / career / hobby? So like a mentor or someone you've looked up to, like an inspirational person or something.
Gosh, it's kind of funny. So I grew up cooking with my mom and learned a ton from her, and then went to school, and I went to culinary school and learned, like, got a lot of knowledge from that. And then just kind of took probably, I think from the time I graduated, it was almost 10 years before I opened up a spot. And so just I'd spent a ton of time cooking in that time. But when I finally decided that we were going to do burgers, that was going to be our thing. There's a thing called The Burger Show on YouTube.
I know.
And I just watched so much of it and was just really like, it's kind of a, cooking and art and stuff like that in general is just kind of like a weird, like nobody's really making original things. Like there's somebody I'm sure out there that has a burger that's very similar to the Sam burger. Even though that's like what I was like, this is what I want our signature burger to be. But being able to see that show and like see all these different things and kind of test that on my own and do my own research and development. I think it was really influential in the burger. Cool. And then also actually In-N-Out Burger. I didn't go to In-N-Out Burger until it was August of 2021, I think. And so over a year after we opened was the first time I ever, but like looking at their burger and how they do stuff, I was like kind of modeling, like the old fashioned burger is kind of modeled after the double. And it's just funny because I'd never actually had one, but they had influence on it.
Right.
So when I got to try it, it was really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, and what an interesting time to be alive where you can grab like that much info from YouTube.
Yeah.
Like literally, because I know I had watched like some Netflix series that I took, like I think I told you about, or you had also been watching. It was the burger thing, or whatever it was called. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it was like similar to the burger show on YouTube, and like you can just learn so much about anything on the internet.
Yeah, the internet's wild.
Wild time to be alive.
Yeah, you can learn a lot of not good stuff on there too, but it's definitely
if you choose to use your time wisely. You can you can actually learn some stuff and be inspired, which is cool. All right, let's drop another one.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh, buddy.
Back to this. All right, let's see. My fat hand got stuck in the can. Okay, here we go. Where is your favorite local go-to place for food, fun, whatever? So aside from mess hall, where are you guys going to grab a bite?
Oh man, there's so many.
A lot of good spots.
I get asked that so many times, and I just like, it's such a hard question. I feel like I have tiers of like how much I'm gonna spend and what we're doing. So like,
all right, give me 3 different tiers. Give me like fast food, quick bite, and then give me like let's just go grab a bite for dinner, and then give me like, let's go on a date.
Right. Yeah. So our date night, that's kind of how I have them.
Okay.
Have them tiered out. So like high end tier, we're going out on a date night. We're gonna drop some money.
Yeah.
We're good with it. Going to Savore's because
Yeah.
it is so good.
So every time.
Yeah. That is one place that I've never had anything that I was disappointed in. Like even some of my favorite restaurants, we all have off days. It's okay. That's the thing. Or like there's something that I'm like, oh, this just isn't it's not what I was hoping.
Not your style.
But every time there, I'm just like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Everything I put in my mouth there, I'm
Shout out
so happy
Savore's.
about. Yeah, so good, man. On the cheap side, man, that's another hard one because I'm a sucker for cookout, dude. I'll go to cookout and I don't even care. Like I try not to drive the mess hall van when I go to cookout because I'm really embarrassed by it. But yeah, if I'm going fast food, it's probably cookout. But they're not local, which is unfortunate. They're kind of regional.
Is there local fast food? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I think
we'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah,
I've got ideas.
Yeah. But then there's another spot we're real into is Capriccio downtown, and they're open, I think like 3 or 4 days a week, like on the weekends. But they
get them tacos.
Yeah, they're so good. Block taco also. Yeah. Really, tacos are just. I'm a sucker for some tacos.
Yeah.
That just really anything, especially if they're like go to places like Los Portales and stuff like that. Get some authentic stuff. Just
that's the spot.
Yeah.
All right, so let me expand on this question.
Oh, hit me.
You're a burger guy.
Yes.
You're a smash burger guy.
Yes.
Best fast food burger.
Man, so I feel like that is a very controversial question.
It's so controversial.
And I love cookout, and I go there frequently. But I guess I think it depends on the day too. Like because the cookout burger is a lot different than In-N-Out. Mm-hmm. But I think my favorite burger that I've ever had from a fast food place was In-N-Out. Really? And I'm just very impressed with what they're able to do on such a huge scale because there's a lot of them. They're not nationwide. Like they're mostly like on the west. I don't know how far east they come, but the fact that they're able to pull that off on such a big level is really impressive to me. Because we went to Salt Lake City, and I'm pretty sure we were there for I think a little over a week, and I think I ate In-N-Out more days than I did not eat In-N-Out when we were there because I was just, and every single time it was the same. It was so consistent and it was consistently good. And I think a lot of the people that trash talk it because it is very hyped up. And it's
very hyped.
There, if you're an In-N-Out person, you're an In-N-Out person.
Yeah.
And so I think that people hype it up and then they have these crazy unrealistic expectations and they get there and they're like, oh, did not live up to my expectations. Sure. Doesn't mean it's not good. Just didn't live up to their expectations. So they're like, oh, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people hate on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I think that's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite. Beats out cookout.
Yeah. But then, I mean, it depends on the day. Cause the other thing, cookout's a different experience too, because you can get quesadillas as your side.
Yeah,
and who doesn't want to eat a burger and a quesadilla in the same meal?
And a corn dog.
Yeah, dude, you can.
Why not?
It's your oyster. You can have fried cheese bites, hush puppies. They got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's okay. Good to know. I think I had one of those experiences you were talking about with In-N-Out, where it was so hyped up.
Yeah,
and I've only eaten it the one time. Because, I don't live on the West Coast.
Right.
After the one time, I was like, I don't know if I need to eat it. But I will go back and try it next time I'm over on the other side of the United States.
Yeah. See, I had low expectations because I'd had so many people talking crap about it. But I was like, I have to try it. Like, I can't not try this. And so I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. How long are we at right now, Josh? 23 minutes. Cool. We got time for a couple more coin drops.
Come on.
Let's see if it makes it all the way down. Ooh,
business time.
Let's see if I can get in here without my hand getting stuck. All right. What advice would you give to a person either about to start a business or early in their business ownership journey? So not just a restaurant, just any business from your experience.
Yeah, man, I would just say, number one, I think the most important thing that I've done in my business is try to I don't know that outsource is the right word for it, but just find people that are really good at stuff that you're not good at and let them handle that. Because with you guys, like marketing from the start, I was like, y'all are doing this.
Sure. Yeah.
And then social media as well. I got that. That is not my strength. And so just don't feel like you have to do everything. Like it's okay if you let somebody else do something for your business. Because I feel like there's this kind of like almost stigma against that, where like if you're the business owner, you're like the guy that has to do everything.
Right.
And you don't have to do everything, and you're gonna have a better life if you don't do everything, because that's not sustainable. So yeah, I think just finding like, and obviously there's gonna be stuff that you don't want to do and you want to outsource, but you can't afford that. So you kind of have to balance that and figure out what you can.
Yeah.
But I'd say as much stuff in like accounting, I don't mess with any of that, because I'm not like I have an accountant. I'm scared I'm going to get arrested for fraud because I don't know enough about taxes. But yeah, so I just like handed that off, and I don't really, she's really good, and I don't actually worry about that.
Yeah, right.
But I'm pretty sure I would go to jail for fraud if I did my own taxes.
Yeah. I don't touch mine either for those same reasons. But I like that, because a lot of times, and we talk often about this stuff anyways, but a lot of times business owners get so caught up doing the day-to-day tasks that can be, handed off or hired out, that they don't work on their actual business itself and like growing the business, or, making the business more efficient so it can make you more money for less work.
Right.
So it is a trap. And there is a point in time, like right when you first started, we didn't handle your marketing, because a lot of times if you're a startup, you don't have you don't have the capital to just say, hey, you take this, you take this, you take this. It's okay to do things for a little bit.
Yeah.
But once you get to that point, like understand that it's a good growth point. To be like, to let it go and say, hey, I trust you to handle this. And, if you need something, check in with me, and, I'll check in, we'll get the reports on it or whatever. But, you handle that so I can make us some more money.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think on kind of the same thing, just I've talked to a lot of different business owners, and they talk about how they have to do all that stuff, and they're like, yeah, but like at the end of the day, there's nobody that's going to be able to do it like I can do it. And I think I'm like, that's where low self-esteem kind of is beneficial, because I'm like, oh, I know there's a lot of people that are better at me than these things, so that's not a thing that I think of, but like, there are people that are better than you, and you don't have to be the best at everything. Just let somebody else do.
I feel like most of the people that I know that are pretty successful in business do a great job surrounding themselves with people that are better than them at things they're not great at.
Yeah.
Like that's a great thing to glean from, for sure.
Yeah. And if you're insecure and don't let, like, you're threatened by that, you're going to have a bad time.
It's not going to be fun.
I love it when people in the kitchen are like upfront. People are just better than me at their jobs, because I'm like, yeah, it doesn't make sense for me to do this. You should do this instead.
Right.
I shouldn't be the one. Calling out all the tickets and all this stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm still the grill goat, but I mean, that's just I'm gonna hold on to that one as long as I can. I don't work that many grill shifts, but when I do, everybody's like, man, look at you.
I can't wait till you find the person that beats you
out. Oh, dude, I will, and I'll be a little sad on that one, but I'll probably be more happy.
That'll be like a graduation.
Yeah, like the teacher has surpassed the.
I feel like from a marketing perspective, sidebar, that we should do like burger challenges, UV people that are coming up the ranks in mess hall.
Yeah.
And then have both of y'all make the same burger, and then your employees vote to see which one's better.
Oh man!
And then they could take the grill goat title. We could get them a belt.
Yeah, we have an actual belt.
Yeah,
with a goat just devouring a burger. Yeah, that would be
done.
Yeah,
I think people would get into watching that.
Yeah,
I would. It's like what, Top Chef or whatever it's called, or
all the competitions.
There's so many competition shows. All right, let's drop like 2 more.
Right on.
If we can get them to go down without falling. Another business question. Business. It's business time. Ooh, that's a good one. What is the best business advice you have received? best business advice you ever received?
Man, I feel like kind of I don't know if it's from somebody that I've actually talked to, but like I follow like the Entree Leadership and Craig Groeschel leadership stuff. I just read a lot about leadership and try to like learn as much as I can and be the best I can. And it's kind of the same sentiment where I'm the ceiling to our corporation. So if I'm not empowering people that are below me and like raising up more leaders, then we're only going to go as far as I can take us. But like you said, if I can surround myself with people that are better than me at all these different things, then we're going to go so much farther, and then just give them the freedom to do their thing and kill it. Because that's just, I don't know. And that, I feel like that's just so much more exciting. Like when we have specials and stuff, we all collaborate on them. And it's kind of like we're whoever's working that day and we're messing with stuff, we're all tasting it and like adding stuff in. And Stone famously, when we did our, it was the Flamin' Hot Mac and Do burger, there was something missing and he tasted it and he's like, oh, it needs a pickle. We put a pickle on there and it was just so good. It was perfect. Like that's what it needed. And so I don't know. That's just kind of like empowering people to be great.
Yeah.
Is just.
Yeah, and it sounds like you guys are creating space for people to grow,
right?
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's a threshold of like, yes, you need to be doing these things.
Yeah.
But once you're doing these things well, like let's create some space for you to like take some ownership.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you obviously we're pretty good. Our interview process is really strict now, and so we weed out a lot of people that are going to be like that. But you get people that come in and on day one, they're like, oh, you should make this instead. Like, this isn't how you should do this. And we're like, well, I mean, we've been around for almost 3 years now. Like, I think we're probably going to keep doing it this way.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously there's different things that I'm like, oh, if that's more efficient, then yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
But we kind of say like, hey, maybe work here for a while and get really comfortable and do a good job. And then we'll
bring your ideas to the table.
We can. Yeah. I've had a few burgers shoved in my face that I was just not wanting to eat, and I was like, "Cool, thanks, man." And I get them, I try them, and they're not all. Sometimes they're really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're really not.
Well, I think that speaks to also, and we'll just go off on a tangent real quick, to how you've kind of set up your business to have a smaller, simplified menu.
Yeah.
Talk about that for a second and like why you made those decisions from the get-go.
Yeah.
And then, why, and I'm not knocking places that have like a 10-page menu, but, why did you make that choice?
Yeah, there's a ton of different reasons. Number one, like if I go to a restaurant and they have a menu with multiple pages that I'm having to flip through, I get so stressed out. Like I have a hard time making decisions sometimes. And so if the least number of things that I have to decide on, the better. But then also I think you can have 40 things on your menu and they can all be good. But I think it's really hard to have 40 things on your menu that are equally great. And so we have on our lunch and dinner menu, I think it's 8 different things we have. And if somebody comes to the counter and is like, what should I get? What's the best thing? You can say with complete honesty, they're all like, no matter what you get, you're going to love it. It's going to be great. Right. And so that's a huge part. And then, I mean, just from the food cost standpoint, we have a very small order guide, so we don't have to order a ton of things. It makes our lives easier. It just makes everything simple. Yeah. And I don't know. I think if you just have like, you work really well with the few ingredients that you have, you can do something great.
Absolutely. And it gives you, because I mean, most of your food's made to order.
Right.
So, I mean, it gives you the ability to do that, right?
Yeah.
When you don't have like a huge menu.
Right.
Like, we're going to focus on these 8 items for lunch, dinner service, and every one of them, we're going to put the time and effort into that product to make sure we deliver a good experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously I only know this from like working with you and knowing you, but, that's what you get when you go to mess hall. It's like, people like actually care about what they're doing and the stuff is fresh.
Yeah.
So,
and there's no way we could do the amount of what we send out in a day if we had a bunch more menu items. Cause I mean, we're doing consistently on the weekdays, we're doing $400 to $500 or $400 to $500 people a day.
Yeah.
And that's just, I mean,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Right.
If we had 40 different burgers, that just having to memorize all that.
Right.
I'm not smart enough for that.
That would slow down the machine. All right, last one, and then we'll close this thing up.
What's it gonna be?
Do something fun. Nope.
More business.
That's okay. Business is fun.
Business is fun.
Business is fun. That's what I say every Monday when I wake up. Business is fun. Okay. Well, we're just going to. You know what? This is great. This is kind of like, I feel like a question that we should have asked at the beginning. How did you get into your current line of work?
Oh man.
So how did you get to be like Sam Steger, owner of Mess Hall?
Oh gosh. Wow.
And you can abbreviate this because I know the story.
Yeah.
And you can make it answer however you want.
Yeah. Well, it all started back in August of 1990. My sister had just turned 2. And my parents decided they wanted a second baby.
And here you go. And here it came.
And now we're here. That's the whole story. No, so I failed out of UNCW, but I decided to drop out of UNCW because 4-year school was not for me. And then, let's go. And I was kind of at this crossroads trying to figure out what I was doing in my life. And my mom was like, you should go to culinary school. You love to cook. And I was like, I didn't realize that was a thing I could do. I don't need a 4-year degree. This is awesome. So I did that. And then fast forward, I was just honing in on my craft. And then we had 2 separate trees fall on our house. One in 2016 in Hurricane Matthew. And then the second we were out of the house for about 8 months. Moved back in, and I think about a year later, Hurricane Florence came through, and another tree fell about 5 feet away from the other one. And we just kind of put our heads down and made some not fun decisions, and it worked out for us. And we had some money to invest in a restaurant. And I was going to start, originally I was going to go kind of part-time and do sauces and rubs because that was something that I really loved doing that. And then we figured out we could do something more. I was going to do the food truck route, and then got in touch with somebody out at Leslie out of the cargo district, and we just hit it off, and it made sense. And we were able to start the restaurant for probably less than what I would have put into a food truck. Yeah. And it just, it was just all kinds of kind of wrong place at the right time, right place at the wrong time. It was just it was a pretty crazy 5 years. Still in some therapy for that, but here we are. So
yeah, I mean, you got on the other side because as long as I've known you, it's been like a target. Yeah, it's like, hey, I want to start a restaurant.
Yeah.
But like myself, you've gone through multiple different careers,
right?
And like, hey, I'm gonna give this a try. Didn't work. I mean, eventually you got to the place where, the timing was right. The opportunity was there. A couple trees fell on your house.
Yeah, just all lined up. Yeah.
The first storm that may have been the only tree that fell in all of Wilmington.
Yeah. It was really funny. The adjuster came out to our house, and I think we were his last house of the day. He had been to like 15 other houses. And he was like, wow, I have not seen any damage anywhere close to this. I was not expecting this. And it essentially it didn't go all the way through the walls, but it cut our roof in half. And we had just a full part of a tree inside our living room. I got to use a chainsaw to cut it up inside our living room. It's a wild experience.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It all led you to where you are.
Yeah. I don't know that I could say I would go through it again.
Right. Yeah. Who would choose that?
But I mean, we're super thankful. It was a wild ride, but we made it, and yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. It's been fun just messing around and posting nipple smiley faces on my Instagram. I can't wait to see what people say about that.
I'd love to see those, all the reactions to that.
I'll send them to you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, what happened to your body hair color is way different.
And there's so much more now.
There's so much more, dude. It's like doubled overnight. So a couple closing questions. And this, I feel like this is just a hilarious question to ask you, just because I know you. What can people expect from you next, Sam?
Oh, who knows? I'm just gonna follow wherever my brain wants me to go. You can expect not anything for a little bit. That is, I'm gonna get everything kind of dialed in and not just have kind of a normal life for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I know that the itch is coming. So
Yeah.
we're gonna with our spot, we have a lot of room for expansion. So just, I don't know, trying to do some real cool stuff with our space, use all the square footage that we have and try to do events, live music, everything.
Cool.
Just have,
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of settle in and start doing more fun stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
Really kind of maximize mess hall for everything that can be over there.
Yeah.
I love it. What's like a final thought that you want to leave with people listening today from like any kind of perspective, business, personal?
Yeah, I think I'd just second, like, find people that you can have around you that can help you out, because it can be, business ownership is just such a weird thing, and you have, these like kind of personal interactions with people, but it's not really a personal interaction because you're selling them a product, and then they can talk about you on the internet. You see all these things, and it gets lonely, and sometimes like you can talk to people that don't own businesses about that, but they don't ever fully understand it. Right. So find other business owners that you can just talk to and get stuff off your chest with, because if you're not talking about that stuff, it's going to fester up and get real bad. So
absolutely. And that's why it's part of the reason why we wanted to start this.
Yeah.
I'm not the only person going to be interviewing people. Laura's going to do some, Josh is going to do some, Alyssa's going to do some, but just really trying to connect with other people in the like greater Wilmington area, connect business owners, really learn from each other. Because you don't have to live your life in competition with everyone else.
Yeah.
It's so much better to just be able to bump shoulders with people and say, hey, like, what have you been learning in your business or personally from your business?
Yeah. And I think that's one thing I would add, I guess, to that sentiment. I've kind of had this weird view of business before I started a business. And especially in Wilmington, I've worked with people that were just very competitive and just were super secretive on stuff, and just they were watching other people, but not like, they weren't actually talking to them. They were just watching what they were doing to keep tabs on everybody, but then getting into it. And so I thought that everybody was just out to get you, and it was just super competitive. But I feel like I've experienced the opposite of that, where Wilmington business owners are so awesome, and there's so many of them. You meet somebody and they're pumped on your location. They're like, oh, your mess hall, like, just tell you all the stuff they love about it.
Right.
And you meet people and they're just like all equally excited to be a part of Wilmington and the business community. That's been really cool.
Absolutely. I agree. So last thing, how can listeners support you in your work, and where can they find you? So like, give us the rundown. Where can we find Mess Hall?
Right on. So 2136 Wrightsville Avenue, right where it turns from Castle Street to Wrightsville Avenue, right on that curve. We're open 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. for breakfast, and then 11 to 9 for lunch and dinner every day except for Sundays. We're closed on Sundays, so don't come then, because you'll be sad because the doors will be locked.
And no one will be inside.
Yeah, we will not be there. I don't sleep there. I sleep in my bed at home.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I did sleep there for a short period of time. It was legal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And then social media, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
At Mess Hall on
at
Instagram.
Mess Hall ILM on Instagram. Search for Mess Hall ILM on Facebook. You'll find us.
It'll be there.
There's lots of beautiful pictures of burgers, and it will make you hungry.
Yeah.
It often makes me hungry.
Warning. I mean, definitely follow Mess Hall ILM, but also you will be hungry.
Yes. Yeah. There's been multiple times where I'm across town and I just, pull out Instagram real quick, and I see a juicy burger pic, and I'm like,
hungry.
Oh man, I just want to eat that right now.
Yeah. And it happens to me often.
Yeah.
And let's leave people with this. it's fun. You're one of the clients that we get to do fun marketing stuff with.
Yeah.
So just keep your eyes out for summer marketing
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
It's going to involve some treasure hunt, some shirtless mess hall guys, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. It's all, if you want to laugh, probably at my expense, definitely pay attention to all of that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So yeah, that's it, Sam. Thanks,
Cool.
man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Couldn't have had it better podcast with you. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a good week.
Later on.